Hey guys, welcome to the final part of the API for a to-do app. I'm so excited to host this and put it on YouTube. Alright, so if you've been following this since the first video, congrats, this is the last one. Alright, and we're just going to finish it in this video, alright? Okay, well, we did the add to-do method, and this worked fine as we tested, right? And this is the to-do controller method in case you forgot. Alright, so now we're going to do the retrieve to-dos, update to-dos, and delete to-dos, alright? So retrieve to is just like a get. So this is really easy. We can just do this, right? And we don't need anything from the request because we're just getting all the to-dos. So we can just do like to-do dot get, I believe that's the query. Let me just think. Find, I think it's find. Yeah, find. And we don't need to pass it anything, right? It's, just retrieve everything. And then this is going to return a denable, right? So we can say dot den, all right? And just call it to-dos, all right? And yeah, basically, so the way to explain this is that to do is gonna do a find query and everything, right? And by the way, these methods are higher abstracted, so there's like a real query going on, right? But dot find is like the main thing. Okay, and then that's gonna return a denable, like a promise. All right, so then when we say dot then we're gonna get a to-dos answer, right? Like these are the to-dos that were outputted. And if by some chance there's an error, then to-dos will be undefined. So we'll just do an if statement. If to-dos, if it exists, then return a 201 request. And we can just do it like this. So this is like, this is the syntax where like, this is basically the same thing as saying to-dos colon to-dos, right? Like this. But we can just, to make it like shorthanded, we can just write it like this, all right? Okay, now else, this means it's undefined. We can just return the 404. All right. So yeah, that's that. Let's test it. So use Postman to test it. All right, so let's just do it in pm start. So remember, you do that in the command line. It should say connected to MongoDB. That's the correct message. All right, that shows everything's doing good. Okay, now let's do it. Let's do, what is the get query? Slash API, that's right. Slash to do retrieve. Okay, so, sorry. We're gonna do HTTP localhost 3000 slash API slash retrieve, and then I think that's it, right? Yeah, that's good. All right, now send it. And we got an error. Okay, cannot get. Oh, API slash to do slash retrieve. All right. And okay, we got a list of to-dos, so let's expand this. All right, and let me do that. Okay, so that's good. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 to-dos. All right, so that's good. And let's check that this is the actual thing. So let's go to our MongoDB collection and let's just see how many are there. So let's reload this. All right, there's 2, but I think it's this one, right? Yeah, there's 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's the exact same contents. So we're good, all right? Okay, I'm gonna delete this because I remember we just inputted this earlier. So let's just delete this. Let's delete this. All right, so we have 3 now. And just to check, we can do it again. And now 3 will come. All right, awesome. Okay, now we did this. Now let's do the update to do, right? And what you notice here is that we actually gave the ID of the to do inside the URL. So actually when we do the request, we're gonna put like the ID. So let's just take this one. So for example, I'm not gonna do it yet. It's gonna be like this, right? And what is it? To do slash update, right? So the query will look like this. All right, I'm going to update this ID, right? That's the way to interpret it. All right, and you typically want to put IDs like that in the URL. If you're just sending data like, text, just put that in the rec.body. All right, and let's change this to post. Okay, perfect. So now we have that. Oops. All right, we have that. Okay, update to do. So let's do that. So the way I'm gonna do this is basically, well, we need to have what they updated. So that information will be sent via rec.body, right? So what did they actually update? So I think to be safe, let's take both the 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 value, like what the text is, and then the value of it. So basically, yeah, like value as in completed is true or false. So let's take both because either the text could change and the completed isn't changed, or the text could not change and the completed is changed from like false to true, or both could change. So it's just best, instead of doing like all the if statements, you could just do everything in one. So I just do let text completed be extracted from rec.body. All right, and then what we can do, and then yeah, we can get the params. We can get the ID from rec.params. So rec.params is how you get IDs from the URL. All right, so let's just do let ID. So now what you do is you basically do to do, and it is to do, right? Yeah, to do dot find by ID and update, right? And we'll just say like ID, and let me see how it's actually written in the Mongo. Okay, so it's underscore ID. So I think it's going to be like underscore ID as ID. All right, so what this is saying is find by ID and update it. Well, how are we going to update it? And that's a good question. I believe we're going to like append to the JSON object there. So let me just quickly check. It's always good to look at the documentation. So find by ID and update, right? Let's check that out. Okay, yeah. Let me remove that. Find by ID. Yeah, there we go. Oh. So let's control that. Okay, yeah, I want to just see how it's used, and then I'll just figure it out. Yeah, okay, here we go. ID, name, Jason Bourne. ID, set. Okay, yeah. So let's see. ID, name, Jason Bourne. Okay, well, yeah, we can do that. So we'll basically just make a JSON object, right, as like text colon text. Or we can just say text, right? And then completed as completed. Okay, and again we can just do this, like that's fine. And then this is gonna return a denable, right? So dot then, and then return like that to do. Well, the problem is we need to like, well actually no, we can figure it out. So like this will return the to do, right? And it's updated, right? So this is the updated to do, and same thing again, right? So like we can just copy this code, and if the to do exists, then return a 201, which means like it's good. So just return to do. All right, and then here it'll just be 404 error. All right, and this works because basically we're taking into account all the situations. So if text updates only and the completed is unchanged, then the text will update here. If text is unchanged and completed is changed, if text is unchanged and completed is changed, right? Then the completed will change. And if both of them change, then they both will change. So it basically works out. And we're gonna test this right now. So make sure everything works, semicolon. All right, and there we go. All right, now let's just do the NPM. And you can see this is Morgan. So like how it's doing the retrieve and stuff, that's all Morgan. Okay, so the get request, I mean. Okay, so now let's do Postman, and we have this already, so we can just like, we can just do it. So now I did do a rec.body, right? And this will be wwx form encoded. And let me turn it down. Okay, and yeah, when you first work with rec.body, what happens is like you'll use none, and then they'll think like it's like unsafe. So make sure you do the XWW form URL encoded, and like it'll be good. And now, okay, let's do text, and this is the cat is here, right? So we can just say like, let's do like cat is fine or something, and then we can say completed as like still the same, so false. Okay, and then this is fine, right? Yeah, I think everything is here. So now let's just send it. Looks like there's some error. Okay, something wrong. Let me do it. Okay. This happens sometimes. Oh, what happened? Okay. Yeah, so just some error. Alright, so that's this. Okay, so it's a JSON within a JSON. Alright, let's see. Uh, find by ID. Okay, okay. Alright, sure. So we can do this. And is everything inside it? Let me see it again. Yeah, you have to always look at the documentation. Um, okay. Um, let me just see it like, I want to see like a GitHub project, you know, like, yeah. So, okay, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. So ID is this, breed. Okay, so they do it without a denable. Hmm. We can do that too. I just want to like keep things consistent. So with denable or something. Yeah, okay, here we go. Find by ID update. All right, let's see. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do a couple searches and then we'll just use whatever is online. It's fine. Okay. All right, yeah, that's fine. So we can just do like something like this. So they have the ID, they have the new thing. Okay. Okay, yeah. All right. So we have ID, we have this, and then they have the function, right? So data. All right, we'll just do something like this, and then we can still change this. So this will be this, and then if you know the denable of this, like definitely send it or put in the comments. I'll very much appreciate that. All right, so we'll do if data, right? Then we got that. I want caps lock or something. Yeah, if data. All right, then just do to do data. And besides that, it's fine. So, okay, great. I think that's fine. It's good. So let's save it. And let's do, yeah, let's definitely like restart it. Okay, still something wrong. Okay, maybe no arrow. Yeah, let's remove that. Okay, let's try that. Okay, yeah, so it is connected. So now it's good. So now let's try sending it. Okay, and they returned the old thing. All right, so let's see if it updated here. Okay, yeah, I have to refresh on my stuff. But yeah, now it updated, right? And they're returning the old thing. Okay, so we can always like figure that out. So what we can say, we can do like, we can just do this, right? So text and then completed, right? Okay, so now let's run it again. All right, And now we have this on postman, so let's run it again. And let's do cat is fine, and then like true. And then hopefully it like logs it. So now let's do send. Yeah, cat is fine, true, exactly. All right. Okay, good. And then let's make it consistent, right? So put the ID. Okay. Whew. All right. So let's do ID as ID. All right. Yeah, bear with me here. We're pretty much done now. So now let's do it again. All right. Awesome. 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 Okay. Now it's cat is fine. It's like cat is sleeping, something like that. And let's do send. Okay, good. And then let's just check that it updates on the back end. All right. Yep. Loading, loading. Yeah, all right, good. So awesome. We basically did two of them. All right, just good, just well. So we got retrieve to do's, which is just a get request. We did update to do, which is the updating of the JSON object. All right, and this is good. So, and we had to do this workaround because it was returning the old version. All right. So now delete to do is honestly the same thing. We can just copy this, and let me put a semicolon here. And this will be find by ID and delete. So that is the method. All right, and we don't need to pass JSON. And yeah, we've got the function, and if data, that means we can just return like a success. So yeah, and we won't need any rec.body. So if we delete the to-do, we can just say like, we can say just a success message. Success and success. All right, awesome, great. So let's try this. So this will be in the router, and this will be delete. So we can go on the postman, we can say delete. All right, so that's good. Nothing in the body, you don't need that. And we can just send the post request and it should be good, right? So now let's do the control C, npm start. Yeah, all right, connect MongoDB. Send. Okay, success. So let's see if the cat was deleted, the cat to do. All right, let's check that out. Yeah, it was deleted. Okay, awesome. So we did the API. We completed it. So pat yourself on the back, or if you're able to follow along. If you have questions, you can always comment, and you can always watch this playlist again. All right. So what I'll do like a bonus video in the end where I actually connect it to the API. I actually recommend you watch that video because then you see how both of them interact. We're going to use a library called Axios to connect it. And yeah, you pretty much built both parts, right? So you did the front end in the React playlist, and you did the back end in this playlist. So I'm just gonna add a video as the final one, the official final one, where I just connect it to the front end, and that won't even take that long. You'll see it's very fast. All right, awesome. So again, thank you for watching this video, and I can't wait to see you on the next one. All right, bye.